Today I'm gonna mess. Wow, ooh, great intro. So, what we're gonna be doing today, while Michael messes with his car, we're gonna figure out why this steering wheel does what it does. And when I say does what it does, and like if you look inside the steering wheel at the shaft in there, it's not moving very much. It's pretty much stable. This is all inside here, so I don't know what's going on just yet, but I got a steering wheel puller and we're gonna see if it works here. We gotta take off this steering wheel part and a few other parts, and yeah, like I said, we're gonna see if it's gonna work or not. I'm not really sure. Like I said, we're gonna find out. So okay, so if you buy one from Harbor Freight and you're trying to take one off of your S10, you're gonna find that you're gonna have some issues because it doesn't like to meet up necessarily. I actually had to take out, me and Michael had to take out some of the section right here so it was a little bit closer. So it actually bolted onto it. So it's just something to think of. And then once you get in, it's still all wiggly and floppy doppy. I don't know why it's that way. I think it was when that steering was all messed up and it kind of went all jiggly like crazy there for a while. It may have messed it up. Yeah, because even when I do that, yeah, it is just bad. So there's something in here that's not tightened up or something. I'm not really sure. So we're gonna see what we find. There we go. So basically you're just gonna go in here and just pop this up. It's just basically holding on right there. So we got the steering lock here, as you can see, or is that, yeah, that's, gotta watch out, there's no weight on that thing anymore. Take a finger out. So that's not coming out. This is gonna get interesting. Alright, I gotta figure this thing out. I've never taken one of these things apart, so we're gonna figure out how it works. But luckily we have a manual that'll probably tell us everything we want to know.
Mark that fucking hole right there.
Probably want to mark that hole right there. But it's well, the thing is, no, that's my lock pin, but it's only gonna go on one way. It's gonna be going right here, so there's no way to put it on wrong. So I ain't too worried about that. But yeah, I still don't know how that comes off. I don't know if that's pressed on. I feel like it would be pressed on, but I don't know if this has to come. I feel like this or something has to come out first. Probably the ignition. All right. That's it. Yeah, here we go. Cool. Yeah. So if you have a friend, sure, you could go and rent the special tool that they have that you gotta use that presses this thing down, and it allows you to remove this here ring, which is in there. Or you have a buddy and you also have enough upper body strength to push this thing down yourself, and then he takes his picks and he removes this pin. That's the route that we went. I don't know if that's going to work for everybody, but we're going to put this up here and hope that that stays there. I mean, it's not like the thing's going anywhere anytime soon. So, and that will allow us to remove this, so we know that this is going to go back just like that. And yeah, there's no, yeah. And we'll set this up here with that, like that. This comes out. Set it right there and let it fall. All right, now it looks like a lot of stuff right there, but it doesn't look scary though, honestly. With what we do for a living, this is actually not that bad. So these springs aren't really that terrible. I could easily remember how those went on. So
Video.
That too. But let's go ahead and see about this Phillips head screw I see. All right, so we got to remove, there's a Phillips head right here for this hazard button. I'm just gonna get that out the way. and sit this up here so it can also, well, that thing wants to just go everywhere. Maybe we don't stick that, maybe we'll just stick it on the floor so we can lose it there. Man, there's not a whole lot of spots to place this thing in here. Okay, well, we're gonna lose it on the floor. All right, cool. All right, that's out the way. Man, the thing's just so wobbly. Oh, we take the spring out, because that's what we've been compressing. And I wonder if I gotta take loose that or something. What is holding this thing over here? Oh, I see. I see. I don't have to do any of that. I'm just dumb. Well, I'll get that all together. I'll get that all put back together in just a second. All right, still not seeing anything that's telling us anything. Wow, that's. They said it's like right up in here. I'm telling you, we're gonna end up needing a whole new steering shaft. I don't think we're gonna get deep enough into this thing to be able to see what's wrong. Like, I think it's deep in there. Like, I mean, like, open that hood. Okay, so I actually figured it out, and we're not gonna need a new steering shaft. I'm glad I went ahead and went into it. So you see that screw right there? That one's loose. There's one down up in that hole that's also loose. And I don't see any way to get to any other ones. But those two are for sure loose. So I'm gonna tighten those up and we're gonna see how that works. It looks like it's a 1/4 inch. Like 1/4 inch on a 1/4 inch drive. That's crazy. So hold on, let me tighten them down and see if that helps it any. And check this out now. That is locked tight. That is tight. Now we just got to put everything back together and she's gonna be solid. She's gonna be great. I can't believe that we can actually. I can't believe. I guess it had to have been when we had that. I don't know if you remember in one of the videos we were going along and it was a very violent shake on here, and it must have jarred those loose. But yeah, I mean, woo, doing fantastic. Freaking Michael out here standing on his dang car. Look at him. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead, knock this, put everything back together so that, yeah, that we can knock this out. So if you're having issues where yours was doing that same thing, I would check those 2 screws right there. Now, like I said, it's gonna be a challenge to get to. This one right here yeah, you see it right there? It's not easy to get to. It does not line up with that hole in any way, shape, or form. And this one right here is a lot easier to get to than that one, but there's still a bit of a challenge. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back together now. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of the knowledge whenever you're putting this back together. So when you're putting the arm back on for the turn signals and whatnot, it has a little groove. Let's see, you probably can't see it. That's the problem, is I wasn't showing it to you because you can't see it. So it has a little groove that runs along the basically what looks like might be a magnesium or aluminum, and so that little cylinder that sticks out, it's all greasy and everything like that, that's where that's going to go. And then it obviously goes back up here, tightens in, and when you're doing this, you're going to put this spring right here, yeah, that one on first, then you'll put this into the spring end over here, and then you'll have to do some little finagling to get this over here, and this is how it works. So if you've ever wondered. So that's how that works. And let's see here, obviously while you had this out, if you were getting down to that point and you were having some issues with your ignition switch, you would go ahead and replace that ignition switch at that point, because when you take out the bolt that holds on that white piece of plastic underneath here, that's you know, above one of those silver screws that's right here, that's actually what holds on your ignition switch. So you go ahead and you pop that, pop a new one of those in, and then yeah, that way you know you're there. I'm not doing it because mine's been working fine. I believe somebody's been in here once before though, because these springs were actually backwards somehow. Some of this stuff wasn't done right, so I don't know who did it last, but I went ahead and corrected that, and now what we got to do is we got to go ahead and find a way to put all that stuff back on. So that means that this spring and I think that's gonna go on after. What we gotta do is, because we don't have that fancy tool that would compress this for us, we're gonna have to figure out a way to compress this down to allow us to put that ring back on. Now, we can't just put like a nut on here and then like a socket or something like that that's gonna press it down, because then we can't get in there to put this ring in. So there's a little ring right there that has to go into a groove down up inside there. So we're gonna attempt to do it. I think we can. I do believe we can do it. So we're gonna try it out and see what we can do. I might have to use some feet here. This is about to get really weird. I'm gonna try to set you up so you can watch. All right. Haha. I just had to use my feet is all. Nothing major, but I got it in there. Hey, that worked. All right. So now all I gotta do is, let's see, I think there's some stuff down there. Gotta put that button back on right there. That's nothing major. That's just a Phillips head screw. And then there's this. This goes on like, I do believe just like this here. Like that, right there. It's got a little groove right here. A little indentation that's gonna go into the plastic right there. So, or go into the metal that's sitting right there. So I don't think there's much left other than I didn't put that back on, but I don't care. It's not gonna stop me from being able to use this vehicle. Let's see here, and those go onto this. Those hold that on. All right, cool. Yeah, that is great. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, that is great. Look at that. Man, we won't know for sure until we get that steering wheel on. So let me go ahead and put all this stuff back on. So it's basically going to be the reverse order. You know, this is going to go on here, but I won't be able to use this piece. But yeah, we will use the bolt to bolt it on. And yeah, let me go ahead and get this. Oh, look at this now. I mean, that's normal. That's going to move like that. I'm not worried about that. But you saw how it was previously. That, like, this would be moving like crazy right now, and it ain't budging. Oh, not, oh, whatever. So victory is ours today. Let's see, make sure everything works. Yep, and it's all working still. All right, and yep, all that still works. All right. I mean, not like that's hooked up, so we wouldn't be able to tell if that's actually doing anything or not, but it's fixed. Sorry, that air compressor's out there pretty loud, so I have the door shut so you don't have to hear it. But yeah, I think that's we're gonna do it for this video right here. Like I said, if you're having that same issue, you know, it's not a new steering column. You're just gonna have to go a little deep in there. And it, you know, sometimes if you can find a steering column for cheaper, it might be a better route. But I mean, consider the fact that you also have to remove your old one, and it's not a hard task to do, but it's not an easy task either. So keep that in mind. This was not that hard to do. So thank you guys for watching, and see you later.